Hey there, everybody. My name's Logan.
And I'm Jen.
And this is Surprised by Marriage. This week, we're going to talk about something that hits too close to home. Way too close to home. So close, I have to set the stage. Imagine a happy marriage. All seems good, all seems well, but in the shadows lurks that thing no one wants to mention. It's the enemy. He's there. Thought he was right there, but he's not. But he is. And this is why you should be aware.
I did not know he was gonna do that.
That was on the whim, because this week's topic is attacks from the enemy. Right. No one wants to talk about it, but it's there. Because...
yeah, we all know the devil hates marriage. And what we might not know is certain ways that he attacks marriage, if that makes sense. You know, because he's very subtle and cunning, and so we don't always realize that he's messing things up.
Right. Matter of fact, as we go to prepare to do this video, you know, we can already feel him lurking around the corner, because he doesn't want us to do this video because, you know, marriage is a very powerful thing. We are one flesh, husband, wife, and we are stronger because of it. And so, of course, the enemy and the devil is going to just come at us in all which ways, but it comes at us in ways in which we don't know that he's coming at us. Like just now, I was talking and Jen's phone said, low battery. So there's one way in which he's attacking. So anyway, we want to just go over some ways in which the enemy tries to attack marriage in ways that you might not think about, and which he tries to sneak in like a snake that he is, and tries to draw you apart.
And then also give you an idea to work against it.
Right. So, one of the ways in which the enemy tries to attack marriage is that he tries to tell one spouse not to tell the other spouse when something is bothering them. Jen is going to explain how well of an example she does with this.
Oh my gosh. No, this happens to me all the time. That's, I think, is what he is getting at. I'm tempted all the time to not tell him something. I mean, and it could be a wide range of things. I think some very crazy thoughts. Let me just tell you, in this little brain of mine, see? Yeah. And so I'm tempted to not share something with him, especially if I think he might take it the wrong way. So I will stew in my brain for days, weeks, you know, however long. And then eventually I will be dying inside slowly. And so I eventually tell him, and then everything is better. And I'm like, why didn't I just tell him to begin with? I don't know.
It's important to let each other know what is on each other's heart, because we are together, working together in marriage. She is my other half. I am her other half. It may not be the most ideal other half, but I'm there. And we need to let each other know what's bothering each other. And that's the thing. A lot of spouses, they just think once they get married, that's just, they go through the motions instead of actually sharing what you should be thinking about, because the goal is to know every inch and piece of this lovely human being right here. And so we did a video about that as far as telling each other everything. You can find it right there. And we open up and share about like the benefits of doing that, even though it might not seem like something you've ever thought about. It's actually something important to keeping the enemy out of the question, out of the picture.
And we use very vulnerable examples in there, so just, yeah. Another way that the enemy tries to attack marriage is to get us to negative stack. I heard this phrase once, negative stacking, and it's basically like once you just start stacking negative thoughts, basically. So if he doesn't do something that I asked him to do, then I will start like stacking on top of that, like, well, he also didn't do this, he also didn't do this, and I would just like keep stacking and spiraling, and it's not a good thing to do in a marriage, especially when all of those other things were resolved. So a way in which to not do that.
Yeah, it's almost... What?
You cut me off.
Add it to your stack.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry. And no, I cut you off because it reminded me of the cartoon, you know, where you had like the little good angel and the bad angel
Yes.
On your shoulder.
Yes.
And the bad angel like kicked the good angel out. So he's like, say bad angel, the devil, you know what I mean? And he's like, oh, she did this. She also did this. They also did this. Next thing you know, it's like, yeah, like, I don't want to think anything good because she just did all this stuff that, like, justifies why I'm mad at her. So,
yeah. So I have to be really intentional about gratitude because he is an awesome husband and it's easy to get caught in all the negative aspects. But he's amazing, obviously.
I love words of affirmation. Keep going.
Oh my gosh, we don't have time for this.
Another video.
But he is amazing. So gratitude and saying thank you, even for the smallest thing. So yes, even though he didn't do this one particular thing, he probably did several other things that I need to be grateful for. So.
Yes. And just to piggyback off of the negative stacking, the other thing the devil tries to do is to fill our minds with negative thoughts in the sense of not forgiving, you know, your spouse when they've done something wrong. And that's why he
Right.
he
And
stacks.
it's both like two ways. The spouse that is hurting has a hard time forgiving the spouse who hurt them, and then sometimes we also have a hard time forgiving ourselves too. So it goes both ways. But Jesus said to forgive 7
Yes.
times, 70 times, or whatever he said. And
A
it's
lot of
hard,
times.
but you can't, yeah.
Right. Forgive the person you chose to spend the rest of your life with, because those things that the
Otherwise
devil...
you'll be miserable.
Yeah, don't let the devil, like, cloud that judgment and, you know, start over, work on it, get better at it.
So this next one hits home to us because we just find a lot of times we have friends who are struggling in their marriage and we had no idea. And it's because the enemy tempts us to not reach out to other people. And I feel like social media probably plays a big part in this because you see all like the high points in people's lives. Like you show the good points. Like people don't want to show, what are you doing?
Fixing your hair so you don't say, why is my hair like this lately?
Oh my gosh. People don't show the hard parts on social media, but everyone has hard times. And so we need to reach out to others.
Right, that's all it is. It's just a lens of, kind of falsehood in the sense of letting people think that everything's going well when it's not. I mean, look, it's okay to find a support system within your community, and that's part of the reason why we do these videos. Like, we're not perfect, and we're hoping by sharing some of these videos, you know, it benefits someone that may be going through hard times because it's stuff that's not talked about. The devil doesn't want these things to be talked about. That's why he's... And anyway, you know...
Marriage takes community.
It does. So, you know, use your priest, use your church, use your friends, whatever it is that you have around you to support you, like let them help, because people want to see good for other people. And, you know, when your marriage is struggling and you don't know where to go, turn to them because they're there to help you.
Yeah.
And lastly, one of the things in which the enemy tries to attack your marriage is through complacency. That's right. You think your marriage is happy. You think your marriage is blissful. You think everything's going well, like I said in the beginning of this video.
And then a hurricane will hit your town the day after you have a baby.
Right. Or something else, depending on where you live in this world. But anyway, complacency. And what we mean by that is the term we often used, and we've done another video about this called creeping separateness. And that's...
We didn't do it just about that.
Just
but
about
we
that.
mentioned it. We mentioned it a few times.
If you never heard about creeping separateness, it's when you think everything's going well, but you get caught up in doing your everyday routines that you start to slowly drift apart from trying to find common ground within your marriage.
If you're not being intentional about prioritizing your marriage and spending dedicated time together on a consistent basis, it's easy to just gradually separate and not even realize it.
Right. Like, I'm going to go watch a sports game. She's going to go read a book. And next thing you know, we're caught up doing our own things instead of trying to grow closer together. And then all of the things we previously mentioned, just add on top of that. And then you start to separate.
Yeah, I feel like we've been doing this on Saturdays. We each have like our own to-do list, and so we're like doing our own separate thing, and then we start like getting mad at the other because we're not able to do our own to-do list, and we just, yeah.
And, you know, look, we get it. You know, life is busy. I mean, busy, busy, busy. There's an acronym for busy or something like that. Yeah, built under Satan's yoke.
Burdened under
or something like that.
Satan's
I don't know. It just, it's, you know, it's a bad thing, I guess. But, like, it is reality at the same time, which is why all these things takes a lot of effort and work at it. You know, you want to be good at something, it takes practice. So you want to have a good marriage, start practicing, and then the devil's not going to be able to knock you down as many times. Or he will knock you down, but it will make it easier to get back up.
Yeah, it's easy to think just because we don't have any serious issues going on, like addiction or infidelity or whatever else, that we're good, but we still need to be intentional about our marriage.
Right. And, you know, we did this video in trying to summarize different ways in which the devil is going to attack your marriage. And
but there are many, many more ways. We're just kind of scratching the surface.
Right.
So maybe we'll do a part 2. I don't know, maybe.
Maybe.
If you have any other ideas on the ways the enemy attacks marriage, let us know, and maybe we'll talk about them in a future video.
Right. So, as always, please be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, do the YouTube stuff, all the things, and hopefully, you know, we can survive this attack.
See you next time.
Yeah. Okay.